Hi everybody, my name is Jo and I love to read. Today I'm going to be talking about series that I cannot wait to start now that my TBR is 0. The first on this list that I'm going to talk about a little bit hurts me because I've just discovered in doing my research for this video that there has been a cover change for the last book, and I love the original covers and I don't like the new covers, and I'm talking about the Fire and Thorns series by Carson. I love the original cover so much that I think in doing my research and realising this, I am still going to purchase the original covers when I read this series and then just get the last one in the shitty new cover. And it's not necessarily, I say shitty, it's not necessarily that this cover is bad, the new ones, it's just that the original ones are so much better. Like, look at The Crown of Embers, the second book. I could not in all good conscience not purchase this book in that cover because it's just gorgeous, and I think I'll just have to deal with it, and I guess at least I know what I'm in for as I start. Now, similar to the sister of this video, the 7 standalones that I can't wait to read, I'll link in the description bar below. I'm going to be reading a summary of these books out to you guys because I don't really know necessarily what they're about. A lot of these are like cover ones, and a lot of these I want to read for certain reasons, but I don't necessarily want to know so much about them, so I don't have just a working understanding enough to give you a description. I will say with the Fire and Thorns series, I did end up putting that on my to be read shelf because Sam from Thoughts and Tones recommended it. She said that it's a great diverse YA book. I'm pretty sure she said diverse with like different characters. Don't 100% quote me on that. Don't like burn me at the stake or her if you find that that's different, because it's just what I remember from memory and it's something that has stuck with me. And I'm hoping that that proves to be true, that my memory is true. But the description for that is, once a century, one person is chosen for greatness. So yes, there is chosen one traits. This is an old YA, but it's something that I have, it has always stuck with me, and it's something that I've always wanted to read. Eliza is the chosen one, but she's also the younger of 2 princesses, the one who has never done anything remarkable. She can't see how she ever will. Now, on her 16th birthday, she has become the secret wife of a handsome and worldly king, a king whose country is in turmoil, a king who needs the chosen one, not a failure of a princess. And he's not the only one who seeks her. Savage enemies seething with dark magic are hunting her. A daring, determined revolutionary thinks she could be his people's saviour. And he looks at her in a way that no man has ever looked at her before. Soon it is not just her life, but her very heart that is at stake. Eliza could be everything to those who need her most, if the prophecy is fulfilled, if she finds the power deep within herself, if she doesn't die young. Most of the chosen do. So what kind of speaks to me, because this is actually, to be honest, the first time that I'm actually reading this description for the first time, a little bit of the romance seems a bit like typical of the time. It was published in 2011, so like very 2012 YA romance. What kind of interests me is that she's become the secret wife of the king. Why is it a secret? I'm not really sure. The next series that I can't wait to read is the Temptation series by Karen and Hopkins. This was recommended to me by my cousin, and it's also an Amish romance where the guy is Amish and the woman is English. So I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be a bit of really interesting family drama and like religious sort of conflict with trying, you know, how are they going to meet in the middle with both of their cultures and their religions, if she has a religion. The blurb is, 2 vastly different worlds, one forbidden love, an Amish boy, an English girl, an impossible forbidden love. Everyone told me I was making a mistake, but the heart wants what the heart wants, and my heart wanted Noah. We met and fell in love in the hidden fields and forests of Meadowview. If he was English, or I was Amish, none of this would have happened. One of us had to make the sacrifice of leaving our culture to be together. As if the clash of our vastly different worlds wasn't enough, our small farming community had deeper troubles, and they might just be enough to tear us apart forever. Temptation is the compelling first book in a tension-filled series about star-crossed lovers struggling to be together against all odds. Now that I've read that blurb as well for the first time fully, I knew that it was Amish romance, I am a bit confused about whether she, like, It says that they're in a small community together. Does that happen? Like, do we have Amish and English communities, or does she jump across? I'm not really sure, but just, man, that third cover, it is beautiful. Also, doing this kind of thing while looking, so I'm looking at the StoryGraph because I'm trying to, like, I use that for all of my reading now. I don't track any Goodreads, it's all in the StoryGraph. I do still have Goodreads because I need to jump across when there is not enough reviews of something, then I really need. StoryGraph hasn't really built up its history enough. But I will say that doing this video and actually looking into the series and like the series in a row to see which books are in them really makes me want to continue doing the course to become a StoryGraph librarian, because there is a lot of errors that I just wish I could just go in and fix. The Witchlands series by Susan Dennard, another one that Sam from Thoughts and Tomes has convinced me to read. Again, I don't really know much about this, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. And now let me read the blurb for the first time as well. Oh god, it's very long. Okay. On a continent ruled by 3 empires, some are born with a witchery, a magical skill that sets them apart from others. In the Witchlands, there are almost as many types of magic as there are ways to get in trouble, as 2 desperate young women know all too well. Saphia is a true witch, able to discern truth from lie. It's a powerful magic that many would have killed to have on their side, especially amongst the nobility to which Sapphi was born. So Sapphi must keep her gift hidden, lest she be used as a pawn in the struggle between empires. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest because it's really long, but that kind of tells you a bit about it. It's like a society with different witches and stuff, or some people have witchery powers. The next series is Awakens by Elise Kova. I really like this one because it kind of seems like it's elemental magic, and I haven't read a lot of elemental magic, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. And look at the covers, man. Like, oh, I love that kind of like cartoonish look and vibe, and I'm really excited to read this book as well. A library apprentice, a sorcerer prince, and an unbreakable magic bond. The Solaris Empire is one conquest away from uniting the continent, and the rare elemental magic sleeping in 17-year-old library apprentice Valhalla Jarl could shift the tides of war. Valhalla has always been taught to fear the Tower of Sorcerers, a mysterious magical society, and has been happy in her quiet world of books. But after she unknowingly saves the life of one of the most powerful sorcerers of them all, the Crown Prince Aldrich, she finds herself enticed into his world. Now she must decide her future, embrace her sorcery and leave the life she's known, or eradicate her magic and remain as she's always been. And with powerful forces lurking in the shadows, Valhalla's indecision could cost her more than she ever imagined. So I really kind of like this because it seems like since the decision comes like right at the end, it's really just giving you the early taste of the book, at least what I'm hoping. It does say slow pace, so maybe not. But it kind of seems like it's giving you, this is what's going to happen, but there's so much more to go after she has made her decision. It just gives me Avatar vibes, and I just want to do more elemental magic because it's my favourite, and I haven't read a lot of elemental magic stuff. The next series is the Century Trilogy by Ken Follett. I have wanted to read a new series of Ken Follett's for a long time, ever since I finished his Kingbridge series, because I'm really hoping that the magic that, so I really enjoyed this one, that one was my absolute favourite, that was okay. That was pretty good as well, but I'm really hoping that the magic that I felt in this one, and for a lot of characters in this one, is present in another series of his. And I had always wanted to read the Century Trilogy. It was the next one that looked appealing to me in the books that he's read, but it wasn't until I had someone comment on my ranking of the Kingsbridge series that I'm like, yep, okay, damn, I almost want to buy that book straight away. The person that commented was called C. Hardy, and they wholly recommend the Century Trilogy, so I'm really excited to read this one. And the first book, The Fall of Giants, has this as its blurb. This is an epic of love, hatred, war, and revolution. This is a huge novel that follows 5 families through the world-shaking dramas of the First World War, the Russian Revolution, and the struggle for votes for women. So a very different time period from medieval England like in this series, but I'm really hoping that Ken can pull it off, and I'm really curious about all those different topics, so let's do that one. And the final series that I'm talking about that I can't wait to start is the Luminous Cruise Chronicles, and these are all written by different black authors, and it is about black love on a cruise ship. And I'm really excited to read some fun romances. Wow, the sun just disappeared there. But I'm really excited to be reading some fun romances and some black romance and black love, because a lot of the African American books that I will be probably reading, the ones that seem to trend a lot, are all the like hardship, trauma, really hard-hitting stuff. And even though that is good to be reading, it is good to learn about and to understand and empathize with that as well. It's also good to be reading stories that are about happiness and love. Alright, thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Oh, I also forgot to mention at the start of this, if any of this sounds interesting and you want to do a buddy read for the first book in this series, totally down for it. I probably won't be able to do a buddy read for these until November or December, because this is like my to be read pile. It's building up again. I had some books that were borrowed to me from my mother-in-law, and then I saw it, like, it's just, I will talk about it in my book hauls and TBR, my next one, kind of give you guys a bit of an update about that. But I have a lot kind of lined up and a lot I've thought about, so I'm not, even though I'm really keen to read these books, and maybe like I'll pick them next, but I've already got like stuff planned for October too, and September is fast approaching, and I've got all of these too that I need to read. So I probably won't be looking to start those until sort of November, December, early next year. But let me know if any of those interest you and you would want to read them with me, and we can do a buddy read together, and that would be so much fun. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.